Hey, welcome to another episode of the Goalpost, and I'm joined by Sihle Squared. Sihle Ngubane and Sihle. So, Sibanda, no, isibongo sishintshile mfethu.
So
Oh,
so ngisasungcube but
yeah.
to find ukuthi he made a name isibongo saka madala uSibanda.
Oh,
Was part of, yeah. So uSibanda ke manje
all
and
right.
yeah, so been carrying that, yeah.
All right. I know, like, same here with me. I used to be Shabalala, now I'm Langi. So, we did the right thing.
Yeah,
Bona
yeah,
Sihle.
yeah, it was.
What is Sihle? You.
Nah, no changes for now. For now.
Oh, for now.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
never
yeah.
know.
You never know. You never know. So, gents, welcome to another episode. Champions League. Wena ngiyakubona Sihle. You're not thrilled at all. By
No,
the
no, no.
way you position.
Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in
Yeah.
my mouth. I'm
All right.
excited. I'm excited. Um,
I know. Easy,
I
easy,
don't know if
easy.
you how do you wanna do this? But from my
Yeah.
side, and this is purely from a Chelsea side.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be written off. I'm very much happy to be the underdog, as everyone
Oh.
perceives it, just because we unseeded. Yeah, but I'm happy. I wouldn't say I'm happy. It's one of those where if you really want to be the best in the land, you must go against whoever the best is in the land at that moment.
All right. I know stress. Let me
You,
just
you,
share.
you know you know
Yeah.
that means that you guys can face Bayern. No one wants to face Bayern, so that's the first thing you think about when you come second.
I, th- I,
Yeah.
I I think that's maybe the problem, in that if you're going to play and want to rule Europe, you at some point have to face Bayern. At some
Yeah.
point, you must face Madrid.
Yeah. And at some point, you have to face United. It is what it is,
No,
gents.
you're pushing it now. You're pushing it now, X.
Yeah. But I mean,
you
I wanted
guys,
us.
you guys, you
Yeah.
guys, you guys took 1 point from Young Boys, so
Yeah, because we were fielding out even younger boys yesterday. Like, we were super young boys.
look, Liverpool did the same, and they walked away 3 points against Milan.
Liverpool are 5 years ahead of us, Mbana. So, thina sisahamba ngenyawo
Where
lonwabo.
where Vuma
Yeah.
Valley would see Liverpool is 5 years ahead of you.
No. I'm just saying that, just to make Liverpool fans happy. But I know deep down we're not too far away. We're not too far away. But I wanted us to discuss each and every group, because of course, Yonkinto say China from a group stage standpoint.
No,
Um,
no. It's only one group. It's only group F. There's that game,
Yeah,
Atlanta and Villarreal.
Atalanta and Villarreal
Yeah, Badlala later on today.
who cares about
decide.
those two teams?
Hey,
Those,
Baba, don't say who cares, because you know what might happen is
yeah,
they might finish. Villarreal might finish second, and
yeah.
Villarreal versus Man United, and that's going to be an interesting one.
No, Mfethu, hey, it is what it is, Mfethu. Tina, we on top, so asinandaba ngaleyo two leyo. But anyway, Sihle, how you feeling about being on top in a group that had PSG, dog?
So for me, I always knew Wuti we struggle against Messi, and if you can find a way to stop him,
Yeah,
it was always going to be key. So we found I think both games or both legs, we created more chances. We had more of the ball. We were flowing. And Pep always criticizes the team and says we can play as well as you want, but if you don't score goals, you could lose games. And I think that first game with PSG, sadly, the second one, we came back very strong. They were very fortunate as well in times, last minute defending off the ditch. But I mean, to get 12 points in a group with PSG, we took what 3 points off them when they came to Manchester. So very good result, and I think it's always a good step. What's that now? We've been through the past group stages for the past 15 years or something. 15 or
ah,
Yeah, but
30, what,
you still
13
fail. You
years.
still fail to really lift the cup. You might pass the group stages. Right now, how
Yeah.
many teams?
So
Ajax is passing
so
group stages.
so I think Champions League is not a once-off thing. Champions League needs that little bit of pedigree, and City
Yeah.
is going to take a bit of time to get that pedigree. And unlike most teams now, we're probably one of the teams that don't have any player who's ever won a Champions League title, so they don't know how it feels like. And you can see in those big games, I think you can still go and criticize Pep and be like, Pep is taking too many chances and so forth. But we'll get there. I mean, it's not a fly by night thing. Europe is hectic, guys. Europe is very strong.
I know.
I'd
So yeah,
agree
we'll
with
get
you.
there.
When European
Mm.
competitions are tough, and you look at City in the last game that you played, the Leipzig game.
Yeah.
I watched the game, and the crowd wasn't there, so I was expecting you guys to dominate, but you couldn't dominate. If you're going to carry the same mentality into the next leg, yeah, Zonshubela. The only thing you need
So
good for is
so I
getting out of
think
group stages.
Yeah.
so I think in that game, yes, City,
Hmm.
there was a bit of lethargic. Most of the players were lethargic. Pressing
Yeah,
wasn't the same.
Hmm.
I felt like a lot of people were playing within themselves. Like Kevin didn't want to overrun in case of he brings up a muscle injury. Foden just came back. Grealish is still, yeah. Well, everyone in the team is still finding sort of their place. I mean, Pep never plays with Nathan Ake and Stones, and you can see it's a clear message and understanding which we have a big game against Wolves. We don't need to risk a lot. I mean, the Premier League race is pretty tight now. So I think Pep took the chance to make those guys play. I was also expecting it because last season when we went all the way to the finals, because there was no fans, and City always struggle with all these big clubs and all these big stadiums, and we go there and we just get underwhelmed. So it was a bit different this year, with the results that we got. But yeah, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. I think Wolves was the biggest focus for Man United, for Man City, and I think for Pep as well. So we'll fix it. We'll fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, I'd agree with you in that it's most of these teams were thinking about their weekend games because I think as of this weekend, the games are going to be coming in thick and fast, and I'm talking about
Yeah.
league games.
Yep. Yep.
Because I was looking at what's City's I think next four games. You're playing it's Wolves, Newcastle, Leeds, and Leicester. Those are games that you'd expect to win, but those are tricky games.
Yeah,
So
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think the
Especially our
players, you're
squad is
right.
thin.
Most of the players, they've got the one eye on the league and not fully focused on Champions League. But yeah, let's see what happens. What's his name? Pochettino at PSG. I don't see him lasting, eh?
Yeah. Hey, dude.
But they won most. Nah, but Shady Club Brugge and they
Yeah.
were
Yeah. They
comfortable.
won.
But
Yeah. 4-1. But like, hey, Nami,
and yeah,
PSG just lack balance, man. That's my big. That's why I'm not even fearful of PSG. Even if Man United will draw PSG, I'm not
At PSG, it's
that
almost
much
like
of
when you play
afraid.
them, you never
Yeah.
know which PSG is gonna show up.
Mhm.
Like you can get a PSG that can struggle to beat a struggling City team, and then you get a PSG that can literally take out Bayern Munich, a PSG that can take out Ibas. Okay, I know a lot of people are going to make fun of Ibasa now, but you never know which PSG is going to show up.
Yeah.
But I don't see him. I don't see him getting PSG to the final. I think
Yeah.
if I recall a couple of months back, I'd said Chelsea and PSG are going to be in the final. I'm gonna have to change my mind on PSG.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Replace them with Man United, dog.
I don't see that
Yeah.
one happening.
And then, guys, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid. This was also a group of death, because all of
Yeah,
these
this
teams,
was a
except
very dangerous group.
yeah,
This was a funny group in that if you
so
didn't, yeah, go for it, go for it.
so
okay,
so I think for us, we the group was bayibabazeka kakhulu, man. The group, like, look,
yeah,
Milan isn't going to threaten Liverpool. Um, Juventus can barely threaten Liverpool, and yes, Milan was good last season, but they're not that big a team to ukuthi sesofuna ukuthi yona sona come challenge second or third. Yes, the results showed ukuthi the other three teams in the group weren't that strong, and it was pretty much just Liverpool. So it just goes to show ukuthi yes, was it Babaza would say group dash, but when last did AC Milan play a Champions League? And this showed very well Guti. I mean, 4 points out of 6 games. He's conceded 9 goals. And that's one of the teams Abu Malmo Nanan we're expecting to be sitting there.
Here's something funny for you.
results.
Here's something funny for you. So the number 2 group B only won their 2 games. They only won their first game and their last game. If you go to group C, Dortmund got knocked out of the Champions League and they only won 2 games, which is their first game and their last game. And the group C had like these weird, no, I wouldn't say weird teams, but didn't have like the teams that everyone wanted to see. It had like Ajax, your Sporting,
Yeah.
and
There it is, right, yeah.
so it's a weird. I don't know how to. They were lucky, Atletico, but I think with Simeone Akata, so it's one of those.
Yeah, I think no, I think Atletico has the ability to manage a game.
Yeah.
They know how to manage the game. When their game layout is so scruffy, just Kapushwana, Galiwa, and they know how to manage those sort of games. They know how to rile up the opponents and rile up the ref, and they win those results. But these sort of performances are what cost Atletico in Europe. You can't go into Europe knowing what at most when you score 2 goals in 2 games. You'll share 1 goal, then you'll defend away from home. Or at home.
But the Atletico, I
it's
think
not going to work.
The other thing that they use whenever they play a team is they fight, and then in the fighting, when you try and match them in fighting, then they dive, and then next thing you are down 10 men.
Yeah, that's what happened to Porto. Porto were down to 10 men.
Yep.
Yeah.
Game management. Then sure.
Yeah.
Because manage game now out loud. It's
Yeah.
stages where everyone is panicking for a result. I mean, Pella, if Atletico doesn't win there, they don't qualify.
Yeah.
So it was clear from the onset, this is what we want, and this is how we're going to get the result.
I think
Yeah.
also
And-
this group made Liverpool seem like a powerhouse. It flattered Liverpool, to be honest. Now that I'm looking at it in hindsight, this group flattered the Liverpool.
Yeah. I mean, I think Atletico Madrid
yeah.
I think Atletico Madrid are the Burnley of Spain. You know, you don't want to play them in the sense that their football is so negative. It's like it's so negative, dude. And you can fall into that trap where you get frustrated and then you know. That's why for me, with Man United being top, I don't want to play Atletico. It's one of those teams, Mina. I'd rather have City play Atletico Madrid than me playing them because I know these guys like somewhere. Remember the time where they knocked out Liverpool at Anfield? I think Llorente scored a brace. That game, Liverpool were meant to win that game, but all of a sudden, because they were so you know Simeone just thinks up the place and it is kind of frustrating.
And I think if you're not disciplined enough, you fall into that trap.
True.
And I think Maguire would be a culprit because Pela, they all mean Maguire versus Suarez. Let's see if Suarez is fine. Can you imagine that? Who's Maguire?
Yeah, dude. It would be late. It would be late. I know. Just let's move on to Group C. Now, Ajax, Sporting, Dortmund, Besiktas. Guys, let's speak about Sebastian Haller.
I was gonna say that boy is a reject.
Yeah.
West Ham reject. Like I watched him play and I was like, hey, this guy is a top goal scorer in the Champions League.
10, dog. He's on double digits.
Yeah, he's one of the people where when you speak about grass being greener on the other side, he's definitely one of those people. I mean, the man has been banging goals for fun. Look, these guys scored 20 goals, dude. 20 goals. And sometimes you find amateur managing Ajax, they could score 20 goals, but they've conceded 17 because they expensive. But they've been so well, but they're doing well by keeping the ball that they only conceded 5 goals. And that's incredible. That's crazy. We don't expect to see that. And even that side, Liana, Yabo De Jong, Nabo Ziyech weren't as good as this. This team is pretty interesting. And as much as Sukuluma
they tore the
Sebastian
team
Halle,
apart, eh?
yeah.
Sorry,
Also, before we even speak about Sebastian Halle, sorry, Anthony is a baller, guys. Anthony has, I mean, yes, it's been a while since someone is that exciting.
They're gonna say it next season.
European football.
Watch.
Yeah, that's the model. I mean, money, that's the business model, and that's how we need to do it. These guys sold their team off 2 seasons ago and made almost 250 million of their players, if not more. And they've already built a team that's topping a group and Dortmund and Sporting.
Yeah.
So,
And is Sporting also. I get the Ajax is number 1. Is Sporting knocking Dortmund out of the Champions League? That in itself is that speaks it speaks volumes of is Sporting as a team.
Yeah.
Because I think beginning of the Champions League season, everyone would have said Group C, that's easy. Dortmund leads, Ajax second, then they move on, and look where we are now.
Yes, I know. True, guys. It's football for you, and then Besiktas.
I know.
That's the said. I mean, if you don't win the game. Yeah, this is just as bad as Barcelona. I mean, if you're only going to score 3 goals, there's no way you're going to win or qualify for the Champions League. And that's what I say. The reason why Atletico survives is because I was to defend and defend the elite. But I'm a team manager Besiktas can't do that. And if you're not scoring goals on the other side, then we are fully.
Oh yeah, and one last question, guys. Haaland missed majority of Dortmund's games in the Champions League. He only returned in the final fixture. Do you think Dortmund would be ahead of Sporting if Haaland was fully fit?
Yeah, but then it's football.
No, without a doubt.
It's one of those things. You can't be a one-man team.
Yeah, man. But at times, dog, if that one man is a game winner, it's like you saw, he scored a brace in his return. Like Haaland always scores for these guys, even against people.
That boy is a machine, my guy. That boy is the first player that I'm looking at. That's a 190 million player. If you had to buy him right now, 190 million once.
He's the new Mr. Champions League, guys. If ever we're going to see someone smash Ronaldo's record, he didn't done it.
He's the one.
Yeah.
This kid is the real deal, guys. This kid is the real deal. I think he can go anywhere.
His injury was supposed to be out for 6 months, and he was gone. He was gone for 3 months, and he came back.
Yeah, and he returns against. And on his return, he scores, and then against Bayern, he scores again, and then he scored a brace against the Besiktas. Like this kid, man, he's a cheat code.
Look,
right?
this is good news. In fact, Tina Pep must open the checkbook. So your team isn't qualifying for Champions League, Baba.
Hey, but
this guy in the play.
No. Hey, you guys like overpaying. You're taking this other guy, Jack. That's 100 million on Jack. And when I have to value Jack, I know that at most 60. And that's with the English premium tag that they put on him.
Yeah. So the problem is the English premier tag, and especially how it's upmarketed especially for Man City. So if you can name all 4 of the English players we bought, all of them are pretty extortionate prices. I mean, Kyle Walker at that time was good, but he wasn't a 50 million player. Similar like Stones.
I know. Like Kyle Walker has Spanner. His surname should be Hawks.
Yeah, Spanner, but he's not. If Cancelo is a 34 million player, Kyle Walker can't be a 50 million player. This is my concept. I mean, the same thing on Bissaka. Bissaka is not worth half the money.
We messed up.
No. When Man United, Man United is on a different level. Man United, they just we've got money, and Imalekon is not even winning the league.
Yes.
Malakona, it's just Abokolani who
So,
Okay, it's
so
How
fine.
if
much are
West
you
Ham can say
delusional?
Declan Rice, but if West Ham can say Declan Rice is 75 million or 60 million,
They
how
want
Yeah,
can
but
Aston
it's
Villa
100.
say Jack Grealish
Bafuna
is worth
100.
it? Yeah, well,
Bafuna
Bafuna 100
100.
right
yeah,
now.
well, so how can so Kabang, they think of it like that because any team that wants to buy Declan Rice has to take out 100 million for the Altos on a quarter 2 goals a season and also Mesa Mapasa by 60.
Yeah.
So the value of those players Sabulao. And I mean I'd rather fork out 190 million for Haaland than
Yeah.
Bahambe Baus Tengela who's a striker who Premier League was English
Ollie
now. Who's
Watkins.
like Callum
Ollie
Wilson
Watkins.
or Ollie Watkins. All of a sudden, yeah, just interested in Ollie Watkins
That's Joshua
or
King.
75. Oh, yes.
But
Yeah.
And
before
that guy's from
before we
Norway,
go
so
on,
even worse.
Yeah.
don't you want to confirm this? What's his name? Jack is not a 100 million player.
So, not 100 million player. I mean, I am expecting if you sign 100 million, look, probably for the future because he's young and they're looking at all that nonsense and all that crap. But not 100
There's
million.
nothing there, my guy.
Not 100 million. I think, but what I always say, don't judge Pep's signings in the first season. Ever.
Thank
Don't
you.
ever do that to yourself.
I
You're
agree
gonna
with
break
you
your
there.
heart.
I agree with you.
Everyone
there.
came to me, oh, Cancelos, oh, you guys waste money. I was like, relax. They're like, oh, Bernardo Silva, oh, they're like, put some man, she
Same
just drank
thing with
water now.
Mahrez
Do
as
that,
well.
and you'll see. Rodri, you know how
Yeah.
many people came to me and said, oh, you guys need to go back in the market to buy a holding mid. And I'm like, you guys wait till Rodri sheds off some of those kilos, gets up to the pace of Premier League, and the guy's going to be unplayable.
And
Now,
look at
tell
him
me if
now.
Rodri's not one of the best in the Premier League now. People
So
even
remember,
forgot
this is a recorded conversation. So you're saying this time next season we will all be screaming Jack Grealish, Jack Grealish. The whole
Nah, it's
of
already Carl. It's already
Yeah,
Carl.
I agree
I
with
think I
CJ.
think the
I
world
agree
the
with
world
CJ.
the world
Yeah.
is good,
Which
good
one?
to see him.
Which one?
Your bonus
X?
in the oh Jack,
Which
is
is-
it
I
Jack?
agree with
His
you.
first Premier League, his first Champions League game ever. His first what game in a big stadium. Where give him time. I mean, one thing I have a criticism of, and sorry to maybe to just to take too much time for this, but one thing I have a criticism of Iga Jack is that he still thinks he's playing for those Premier League refs when he's playing in Europe, where
You touch him once and he falls.
I'll get him, then and so,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and he needs to get that out very fast. And Jack is a big boy, guys. If
Mhm.
Jack gets that out of his game, I want to see someone who tries to push Jack off the ball. If he gets that out of his game, and
His
therefore,
calf muscles are bigger
what will
than,
lead to more
than
goals.
London.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And this guy will start to bring goals. He gets that out of the game. He'll start to bring goals. He'll start to be more effective in the game. For
Yeah.
now, Pep is just making him understand. This is how you move. This is how you get into positions. Because City figure fan. My way left wing, Tolo Sterling go center forward, Grealish left, or vice versa. Or Grealish as a swing. So it's just about movement for now. Understand millions and you'll get
Yeah,
there.
no.
You'll see.
No, that's true. Let's move on to Group D, gents. Real Madrid, Inter,
Yeah.
Sheriff. Congratulations to Sheriff. I mean, Europa League.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have no sponsor,
Yeah.
Penny Sheriff. It's just a blank jersey.
Yo.
and then
And angithi babadle Madrid first game.
yeah, they did. But
Yeah.
guys, Madrid are looking
They beat
dangerous.
Madrid.
They're looking dangerous. I feel like right now in Madrid, they're now growing in confidence, Even without Benzema, they still are able to comfortably beat Inter Milan, who are a tricky team, I'm not saying
Eggs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Think about this Madrid next season. Mbappe,
Yes.
Rudiger. There's another player that I'm forgetting.
Or Pogba.
Pogba.
Yeah,
If
take
they
Rudiger.
get those three players,
Sure.
it's back to Galactico days, not.
It's gonna be lit. And plus Mbappe no coach. I mean Ancelotti, he clearly knows how
Yeah.
to coach Madrid, that guy.
So I don't know, but just I mean I don't think Ancelotti is going to buy those big guys. He already has quite a lot of players in that squad. I don't see him buying maybe Mbappe definitely because Hazard definitely is in a flop and Chelsea people are already raving that he might be coming back home. But for me, I don't think he's gonna. I mean, about Vinicius, about Rodrigo, about Asensio, all those guys are playing really well under Ancelotti now, which was a criticism of the previous coach. Ukuthi he's not getting the best out of most people. Obviously,
But
the
ukhumbule ukuthi
rotten eggs about Isco and
they're
all
not
that. But
they're not buying they're not buying these players.
Yeah.
Mbappe is a free agent. Rudiger is a free agent. I don't know
And
what's going on with
Pogba
the
as
Paul.
well.
Is also a free agent.
Yeah, and in the summer he's a free agent.
So the only thing they have to worry about is their salaries.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
not
not
the
like
transfer.
yeah, it's not like they're paying 100
yeah,
million for a player. They're getting three. So if they get those
okay.
three players, we are all messed up.
Doomed. I know, indeed,
I
man,
think
indeed.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
Tina.
yeah,
I think Sonluela Tina. It is by no Halan Sonluela.
yeah. I know, no, no. I hear you guys. And then Group E, yeah, for
Hi, I
easy.
want to
I
let group
mean,
play. Hey, the group irritated me.
Yeah, you see the story when you Kulum. Even
yeah,
worse, these guys only scored 2 goals for Fate. 6
yo,
games and they've only scored 2 goals.
mm,
That's terrible, guys. I mean,
that's
we've seen it
terrible.
decline, but this is terrible.
Hey, Cheese, didn't you support Barca at one stage? I'm
We
exposing
support
you.
whoever
Yeah,
wins.
Yeah.
Mina, essentially, Mfana, I'm a big Ronaldinho fan, you know?
Yeah.
And at that time, obviously, Barcelona were incredible. So yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, you have a liking for a specific team, but when I'm not gonna lie. I'm a City fan manje. Lento le yamateam amaningi. So phezulu usho ukuthi nkathi they can Barcelona at least score 1 goal and City scores 3, then we go through. Hayi, amasimba lawo. So we focus on what it is. And Ronaldinho sewaze baphumile ebholeni. So silandelana lapho. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I had a very good liking of the team and the style.
Yeah.
this group was decided a while back. It's just Barcelona decided not to pitch up because I think everyone had said Bayern was going to be first because
Yeah.
people didn't see Barca beating Bayern, so it was going to be Bayern first and Barca second. If Benfica and Dynamo Kiev, they would have to fight it out as to who's going in Europa. Hey, and then Barcelona decided no, when they're tired. 17 years. For the
Yo,
first
how
time
the
in
mighty.
17 years, they're going to play Europe.
Yeah,
They didn't make the
definitely.
group stages.
Yeah.
Look, we were saying the same thing about United when they first went into the slump.
I know they used to.
Ungakhohlwa, United fans wabuya la wathi Europe is a big trophy. And I was like, yeah, man. So we la basho kanje. I was like, yeah, ne. You never win with United fans. Never.
I never said that, but I do get what you mean. Tina's no kulumuto
Yeah.
defense. And I'm not sure if you saw Coach Yaga Thomas Muller when he's like, Barca cannot cope with the intensity, technicality, and yeah, but the technicality and tactically they have it all. But at the highest level, they cannot match intensity of the game. Yeah, which is true. I feel like the game has moved past the tiki taka, and I'm very, and I've noticed this with Pep Guardiola. Pep Naya used to be that guy, Otan tiki taka, but now City's press is on another level, and hey, it was way too one sided.
Kalani,
It game, yeah,
but Kalani, tiki taka and pressing was
And
never
prayers are the same thing. Yeah, well, not the same thing.
separate.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. We keep the ball, which is our defensive strength, because defending isn't our strength.
yeah.
And when we lose it, we
If
press
you lose the
high
ball,
because we can't match the defense at countering. And
Yeah.
that was the philosophy, Yaga Johan Cruyff, and obviously Pep mastered it, and other coaches. But the problem now with Barcelona is the players are just not good enough. We can go and say Tiki Taka has messed up, but Barcelona players aren't good enough. Mina, Nico, no Gavi, no Mingueza would never make any team, any other top 3-4 team in Spain. And all of a sudden, those are the guys who are going to take over Barcelona. Barcelona's in the slump. And those guys, if they're going to wait for those guys, they're going to wait 4 or 5 seasons before those guys start showing anything. And to
I
be
think if Barcelona,
hypercritical, when last did Barcelona create a gem? See, when last did Barcelona create a gem? A player City create with Barcelona, la hamba la yokusela la yoba i-stars Barcelona or rathengiswa la. Which player?
yeah, you're right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they had a one differentiating factor in the last 10 seasons or in the last 15 seasons, which is probably the greatest player of all time that we'll have in our generation. But I think if Barcelona as a team, the board has failed, or the boardroom antics have failed the team. And right now, if you look at it, they are literally, it's a mess.
Yo,
They're
it's
grabbing here, grabbing there, trying to get who's this boy? Who's the Atletico Madrid, the French boy? Who's
Griezmann,
Griezmann.
not
Griezmann?
Griezmann.
Getting him there, and then now his salary is too much. So I don't know if they need to slaughter a black chicken or something. Because now what's his name? The Argentinian boy now, guys, he can't play anymore because he's got a heart condition. So there's a lot happening there.
Aguero.
Yeah. And I think Memphis Depay is a fraud, that guy.
He's only good for the
Dala
Netherlands,
Machela.
that one. That one is only good for the Netherlands. And
I know.
And I mean, I also don't think he's on that level at Barcelona.
I wouldn't I wouldn't go to Barca. You know situation yakhona injani. Why would you go there? Yabo, some of these decisions ama-agent ayenza nje ngoba afuna ukulaya athi my player once played for Barcelona, but
I knew.
the Memphis Depay's career was taking an uphill turn in France, and now we've gone to one of the teams that are going us, worse.
Yeah, now he has to go play in Europa. I was gonna make a joke. I was make a joke with no, he's gonna play with Arsenal, and then actually make that joke, and then I realized, oh crap, Arsenal is not even there.
Yeah, I know. Those are Arsenal are in a worse situation.
I love it.
I know it is.
But I mean, to be fair, they had a good run of form. Then they faced a few big teams. So I think they can't. Clearly, the sign is they can't punch above their weight. But abanye the bazobambe.
So just to add on to that, the problem is that they don't know what their weight is.
Bayakhuluma. Yeah. Hey, and then the
Bafana nala. Young boys did you right the first game.
Dude, but where are young boys now? You know, when you look at this log, young boys.
But if Villarreal win, must bandlula madoda.
No, they go to 10 points.
Oh, nobody go 10. That's him.
Relax, guys. Relax.
Nah, you're still the seeded side. But when I think with being a seeded side, that in itself comes with its own pressures. Because it doesn't mean if you are seeded. Yeah, well, that's my thinking.
PSG must come.
Or Diogo Simeone.
I know, I don't want Simeone.
But United is lucky. United has people backing it. Ibola labo when the draw is always heavier. So Mama don't see team but go for the heavy ball, but don't see Man United. Man United versus Salzburg or something. So
this guy.
But yeah, I think overall a good results in this group for United. Could have gone worse. We've seen how those games were scrappy and everything, but
all of them were scrappy.
But yeah, I think a good result at the end of the day.
I won't lie to you, there isn't a game where 6. Yeah, there really isn't a game where we played well in the Champions League.
Champions League will teach you, Uguti, you don't have to play the best of beautiful football. Get the 3 points and let it be. You don't worry about Uguti, especially group stages. Group stages are very tricky, gents. Group stages, you can lose your first 2 games. Group stages, you can lose your first 2 games, and then you are thinking you're out. Next thing, you draw the next one, and you win the next 2, and then you're through to the next round.
That's true. A lot can just
look
change.
At football.
Yeah, it is. That's why I mean, I personally, right now, with Ralph coming in, and I know Guti Champions League returns in Feb. So by February, I expect us Guti Sibe improved, and even if we play PSG,
So then Ralph is the Messiah.
Kubala. Yeah, Ralph is the Messiah,
Hey,
though.
that's all you hear now from United people's mouth. It's Sihle Ralph.
Yeah, Angithi, that's how we used to talk when we had Fergie. Besidlu Fergie,
No, that's what you said when you got. That's what you said when Oli was winning those
no,
first those couple of
I
games,
didn't.
and
I
then you
didn't.
finished second, and you're like,
Ah,
Oli's at the wheel.
you see, that's the issue. You are right. The United fans that are passion merchants, yeah, that's true. But Mina, I'm a fan of football. I knew that when we gave this guy the contract, that we were gonna suffer under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we suffered for the longest time. To a point where I didn't even watch United games. As like I'd
They,
always
they hurt your
knew
feelings,
Guti,
my guy.
my G, like it was bad. We went through the most. We went through the most, and I'm sure even when you guys played United, especially when I see it, jeez, I mean, Man City came to Old Trafford and it was a training session. Nje. Bendlala tiki-taka,
Yeah,
ngilonga
but Ole, but to be fair, Ole always found a way to beat us most of the time. I think he beat us 3 times, Ole, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And it was always only counter attack. Counter
Mm.
attack against City is the way to go. And if you have good counter attacking players, you usually get the result. And it was Obona, Crystal Palace, United, Wolves, all these teams, Leicester, all these teams that have good players who can run really quick up front and counter attack, we suffer. And yeah, well, good riddance, Oli. Welcome,
Yeah.
Ralph. And hopefully you invite us again in Feb so we can have this chat again.
I know it's fine. It's fine. We'll have this chat again. Let's move on to the next group.
Before you move on to
Yeah.
the next group, so you honestly see Man United in the final?
It's possible. Possible.
Anything is possible. It's possible
Anything is
that I can wake
possible.
up tomorrow is a Friday.
Yeah.
Everything is possible. So put your money where your mouth is, and do you honestly see your team going to the final?
Yeah. I have faith. I have faith that we'll reach the final.
Okay.
We've got the right manager in charge. Because Tina, like I
Let's
said,
see.
we had this discussion, Sihle, that my squad
Yeah.
is not bad. It's not a bad squad. It's just the coaching. There was no coaching. We didn't even have a therapist, a sports scientist, wondering a sports psychologist rather in our team. Can you imagine? I'm sure your clubs, both your teams, Chelsea and City, have that already. Tina,
Yeah.
nje
And I'm sure we have one for each part of the field.
Yeah,
We
well,
have a defender, psychologist, midfielder, psychologist, striker,
you
psychologist,
see,
and that.
yeah, exactly. All right, so then in Group G, hey, this one as well, guys. This was a very close group.
No,
I
I
like
didn't pay
this
much
team.
attention to
I
it,
like
eh?
this team.
Yeah.
I like this
I'm not
team. There's this winger who's gonna leave as well, but Ikone
Kone. Hey, you
was tearing up the
Kone,
group
you
stage.
Kone. You.
Yeah, he
How
was
much is it
tearing
going
up the
for?
group stages for them.
Sure.
I don't know. I think it's going about 40 mil, 35 mil. I'm not sure.
But
I'm not sure where he's going. I think it's
yeah, but you guys
yep.
know that French players are the cheapest to buy. I mean, French players are not expensive. My France in Chile, it's a thrift shop. It's literally a thrift shop in France. You buy one,
Yeah, I'm a player.
you get five free. Remember how Kaiser Chiefs cheese used to do that?
Yeah, Zimbabwe. Yeah. I was on
What's that? If buy one get
But
five free. Yeah.
but I'm disappointed here in Wolfsburg. I think Wolfsburg
Yeah.
was very underwhelming for me in this
Nah,
group.
I think the
After
group in
that season
itself,
they had,
the group in itself. I think these teams they should have split them up and added them to like a group B and which other group was group of death. Yeah, they should have spread these teams out
But
because you get these weird groups where it's like Lille versus I'm
but
not gonna sit up
but I mean,
sleep late watching Lille versus Seville. That's a Europa game.
Sevilla is not interested in Champions League, guys.
Nah, they know
This is
they
a
drop down
deliberate.
there.
This
They
is
wanna
every
win
single
it.
time. I swear, these guys. I think every season they do it on purpose. I don't know
Yeah.
how they do it in this group.
The-
In this group, guys, there's no
mm,
way in Vetu you could lose 10 points to 6 against Salzburg. No, man.
mm,
I must boom. They calculate
yeah.
we're playing with no shit. We need to win one game, draw three, lose two, and then we'll go to Europa. Because that's the only
Mm,
focus they have. Bafuna is much as a lateral.
mm.
Something's
Ask,
fishy there.
ask, ask,
Melaba
ask
went
Arsenal
security.
about them. Arsenal will tell you about them.
Dude, I know Sevilla shy, which at Europa League. Even Liverpool, I remember
Europa
Klopp's
is
first
hard, bro.
season. Klopp's first season, I think Liverpool were 3-0 up first half, or no, 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Second half, Sevilla, one,
Uh,
two, three, and Unai
as full
Emery.
Knicks for in Europa League.
Europa League should be changed to Seville.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but they
once.
should. Once, it's Sevilla.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then the
And
group
then
H.
le group le. Le group le
Le-
understand.
yeah. Yeah. Let's play
Le
a
Group,
game,
no,
guys.
Group yakho.
no, Le
Yeah.
Group. Yeah, you know where we lost this? Where we lost this group? That 1-0 loss.
To
Juve.
Juventus.
Yeah, and then that draw last night. And to be honest, not to sing as to do or anything. Not to I'm like, nah, I'm honestly, I prefer to be not seeded, so I can face whoever is seeded because the pressure falls onto them. Because everyone automatically thinks would know if you are seeded, it means you're better than the unseeded teams, of which it's not the case because it's two different groups that you were talking about. But I'm
So
honestly, as I said, I'm comfortable.
Mina, I think I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing, Sihle, as well, is that people don't want to face Chelsea. As much as you're saying whatever you're saying, look, I spoke to a friend who's a Real Madrid supporter, and he was like, look, I wouldn't want to face Chelsea. I wouldn't want to come up in my first group stage and I have to play two legs against Thomas Tuchel and his style of play. So if a Real Madrid fan in that current form is saying, look, I wouldn't want to face Chelsea, you're also a team that doesn't want to be faced during that period. So for you guys, in any case, whether you face Salzburg now or you face Ini whenever, you're one of those teams that are favorites to go all the way in any case.
Yeah.
But
You see? Yeah.
but Ungolo Kante is a big factor. Kante has been
Yeah.
out for the past few games and is starting to show with Chelsea. Similar to Kovacic. I mean, I prefer Kovacic, but it's very distinct to Kante Magangeko. Vele kubonakala imbobo yavuleka.
Yeah. And true. And like you guys are unplayable when Kante is in. Break her down. And you are right there, Cheese. Well, hey, when Kante is not in, you can clearly see the deficiencies, especially a mobile. Of late, Senna concede a much. You know, all of a sudden, you guys are conceding 3 goals. You know, this is your second game in a row where you concede 3 goals. And it's uncharacteristic of you guys. And there's one Lega Malcolm. Malcolm was 1-on-1. I'm not sure if you saw that one where he missed. You know,
The
it could have
keeper saved
yeah.
it with his leg.
Yeah, that one, you know, in the first half. That was their first opportunity, Vele, at goal. And yeah, Kepa saved that one, you know. With a
Yeah,
bit
but
more
I wanna
quality.
honestly, Tina, right now we're just going through a patch where my injuries are messing us up. Because last
Yeah.
night, Chilwell was out, Ngole was out, Chaleba was out, Kovacic was out, Jorginho was also out.
Yeah.
So it's injuries, it happens. But yeah, come Feb next year, Asbon, Ngole is going to be back, and yeah, we'll be speaking a different tone like then.
Yeah, and of course, that's why I'm saying. I'm even from a Man United perspective. I mean, February is not is it gives you time. You know, it gives our manager, our new manager, time to implement his style accordingly. And as well, January transfer window opens. You know, even in that window, you can improve your squad. You can buy players, you know, in certain areas and just, you know, take your team to the next level. Because that's what I predict with my team. That in January there'll be a lot of, I won't say a lot of, I'm sure maybe those about 2, you know, especially in the CDM role, because right now Tina's there in that role. We just don't have anyone who's of the ilk of Rodri or Kante. Yeah.
United agree. I think United are not going to buy anyone.
You don't think so?
And
Yeah. The
no
fact
top player
of
is
the
going to be
matter is,
available in Jan.
yeah, it roll Ralph is clear. It's good till end of the season. So you wouldn't want to start buying players, man, that you haven't discussed in the coach that's going to be incoming. So I don't think you're going to be signing. You might try to keep players, keep up a Lingard, keep a one man, keep up
Yeah.
all those guys who are disgruntled. But to try to sign in Jan would probably be a waste to sign a player that you don't really need for the coach who's incoming.
Yeah,
Because
but
that's the effect of the matter. So Ralph isn't here to stay
yeah,
in a
but
coaching role.
Yeah, but I think Roth is gonna be like almost. I'm not sure if he's gonna be the director of football, but he's gonna have a consultancy role, and in that role, I need to you pretty much establish Oguti how the team is gonna play, and when it comes to recruitment, these are the sort of players that we must sign. Because that was our issue with Man United, because we didn't have a director of football or an identity. We signed signa boRojo, sasigna abantu abakhathele mfethu, like abo-Damian. We signed so many different type of players who
Victor
suit different.
Valdez.
You see what I'm saying? That suits different styles of play, and it really hurt us big time. Remember Schneiderlin? We had Schneiderlin at one stage in our team. You see,
Yeah.
it's been crazy with the sort of signings we signed, and that's because we had no clear style of play. It's like with Pep. With Pep, technical players. If I was to control it, like Lukaku Pep would never go for a Lukaku because
Oh no,
Lukaku
without a
can't
doubt.
play
Yeah.
it disc. I'm not sure if you guys saw Bayern's first goal. Robert Lewandowski gas to PK. Walbamba
Yep.
Grandi, Young Toiler. Like isn't like those for me, those like the way Robert Lewandowski plays, that's the sort of striker that I'm sure Pep would go for because Robert uyakwazi ukudlala ibhala idisk rather. As much as Ipala was sharp, but he knows how to hold the ball up nicely. He knows how to pass the ball. And his assist for Umula. He saw Umula was coming
Yeah.
at pace and he just lobbed it in the air. And he knew at pace, no one was going to beat Mula in the air. Those sort of things for me. That's the difference between your Benzema's, your Lewandowski's, and then Nabo Lukaku of this world.
And
Because
don't ditch
I'm
don't diss my player. You
yeah,
saw last
look,
night,
yeah,
the
those,
relationship that he's starting to develop. No, Timo. I'm very,
yeah,
very happy. Timo also last night had a brilliant game. What was
yeah,
it?
for a
Two
change.
assists and a goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy. But yeah, United, you're not buying anyone in Jan. If you
I
buy
say we
anyone,
are.
it's a waste of money.
I don't
I
think it's a
think
waste of
what might
money.
happen is you might let people go, and then start introducing players from development, the younger players. But I think the Lingards of this world, they've made up their mind they want to leave.
Yeah,
Either West Ham is gonna come calling, or Newcastle is gonna come calling.
yeah. I should go to West Ham. And Newcastle is gonna get relegated. I can
Hey,
Man, if it's
ungasho
not
njalo.
relegation, they must get relegated, guys. These billionaires, they may
I
never
try
fools. They need to start from scratch and fix
No, ungasho njalo.
things.
They might get who's that Liverpool player that went to PSG? He's not happy that side. Ooh, the Netherlands
Ronaldo.
guy.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's not
Ronaldo.
happy. And remember, he used to play a Newcastle, so
Newcastle.
they
Yeah.
might just throw a bone to like, hey, there's money here, Zwagala.
I know, no. I see so bored that guys. Like for me, it's gonna be interesting there. And then of course, I'm not sure if you guys saw it quote Jaga van der Vaart. They said 2 goals and assist from Werner. The second goal looked like RVP style. And then Van der Vaart is like, if you compare Werner with Robin Van Persie, one more time, I'll walk out now. Like,
Yeah.
Sihle,
Yeah.
what's your take on that?
Look.
You saw what Van der Vaart said about who's that?
Maguire.
Maguire. That's my reply. If you saw what he said about Maguire.
Yeah.
I know, but we all know Maguire
Same.
shit. Like, yeah, like, Van der Vaart.
So
Yeah,
you paid 80 odd mil for shit.
and to hey man, you see when you don't have a structure, you just sign every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You don't, and literally
You
every
see what
Tom,
you
Dick, and
did?
Harry.
Excuse the pun.
you know. But yeah, no. It's just that this guy makes me laugh. Like every time I see him, what again? I'm not too sure what channel it is, but whenever he has to analyze a game, he's just honest and knowing him back. I would see umuntu who will lie about
Nah,
anything,
I think this guy must
Yeah,
get him.
Yeah.
I mean that
So
second goal was, come on. I'm trying it to pass to Pilo or pass the ball underneath the goalkeeper. Come on.
And there's nothing to speak of. There's nothing. It's neither here nor there. It's a goal, and that's it. Let's not make a big deal
Usha
about
square
it.
pass to Lukaku watepa in. I mean, it's not a
Thank you.
big deal. I mean,
But
yeah.
it's
he had
my
many chances.
view on that.
Many chances in the game.
Yeah, my view on that, it's they need to develop a relationship, because I think Lukaku, Timo can score a lot of goals, but Timo opens up the play because he runs the channels and he assists. That's the other thing about him. So if you can assist to Mr. 541 Jeans, then yeah, we should be good.
Yo, yeah.
Like it is first, sir. He
Wow,
he can't trip for shit.
I got man,
Yeah, no, icon.
He just
Please,
can't play
but
soccer. I got
he
yeah.
has those hammer for a left foot, Baba. Thing is
That's
heavy,
still my
bro.
player. That's
He's
still my player, my
heavy.
guy. I overpaid for him, but don't make fun
Yeah.
of him.
Yeah. I know a lot of us did. Nami I overpaid initially. In 75, and then Inter Milan were like, okay, we'll overpay. And then of course at Inter, I mean, because Serie A is not like Premier League, yeah, he was on smoke. And then Nani Nati, no,
We might as well. No, today we
might
couldn't
as
wait
well.
we couldn't wait for Haaland. And plus Haaland, the problem guy is agent yak.
Hey, no, Raiola.
Raiola.
Yeah,
But he's
he
also
sees a big
Lukaku's
payday
agent,
now.
isn't he? I think he's also
Not sure.
Lukaku's agent.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's also Pogba's agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Pogba's agent.
Yeah. I mean, guys,
Yes.
I promise you, Lukaku is in this. Let me just quickly check here, just to double check. Maybe I am mistaken, but okay. No. He's not. My bad. I
Yeah,
apologize.
his agent is what's his name? Pastarello.
Oh, Pastorell. Okay. My bad. I know. And then, guys, of course, in closing, the top goal scorers list. I mean,
Yeah, it's
you
gonna change.
know,
Ajax is not gonna make Ajax if Ajax makes if they win. So if Ajax gets a team like Chelsea,
yeah.
they'll be knocked out. But if
Mm.
Ajax gets a team that's like a generic team, they are then through.
Hey,
Yeah, but it's a tricky
hey.
one.
It's
But
confident
yeah,
in us. Hey.
Robert will always be there. Salah is going
Yeah.
to use this season to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm loving that Christopher
I,
Boy. I love him.
Uku.
Nkuku.
He's
Yeah.
ready
But
for.
Nkuku only scored those 4 goals against City. Or the 3 goals against City and one or another 3 or
Yeah,
something in the group
we are
stage, I think.
because like
Um,
you're saying no, he only scored against City.
Yeah.
yeah, so Julia game Leon was a very open game. I don't know if you watched that first game
Very.
in City. That game was open. 6-3, 9 goals. It's a very open game. And we came in the second leg when he should have taken the game away from City, where we lost, but he wasn't in the game. I'm also a big FIFA Ultimate Team fan, and he has very great cards out on FIFA. So he's a very effective player. I like it, but I don't think he's going to be chasing Abu Lewandowski or Salah.
Nah, he won't.
Personally.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
won't.
And then look at
I mean,
my boy.
probably
I
via
know.
Puma next round.
Oh man,
Yeah,
the,
my
the other
boy.
guy. You're
Why
not
are you
gonna make
hating?
like
Dog? Why are you
do you know
hating? This
what's
is
gonna
gonna
happen,
be
X?
15 soon. It's gonna be 15-6. Ngingacela, ngibambisane. Bheka nocheese.
Ayinahlupha mafethu banikhuluma ngathi ngiphela amandla mfana
Bakuphethe
because
kanjani,
Lecho is so short-lived mfana. This guy next season he won't be doing this. This is
I know.
probably the end bit for him.
Yeah, it's true. It is
37 go Premier League. In fact, I was saying with Ronaldo, if he's not managed well, he won't make it to January with this busy season, festive Premier League.
Yeah,
Players
they
don't
need to
usually
rest him. Yeah, they need to
go
rest
through
him.
that period.
They
Because you can't have
will.
him play Tuesday and then play Friday again. They need to rest him.
Yeah, no, that's
The
true.
game
That's
starts
true.
at the Premier League. Aglalo. It's a
Yeah.
game tomorrow go Premier League on a Friday night. So
Yeah.
Chubile, City's playing already first game on Saturday. Yeah, but Aglalo. I mean, there's just so much going on. So I don't know. We'll see. If he survive, he'll survive again. If he
Yeah.
doesn't, so it's corner to say we take it back and swallow it with pride. Njengo Rio Ferdinand when he said, "Give Oli the contract, pay him all the money he wants, let him write down all the numbers he wants on a piece of paper."
Hey, Rio, prematurely. Hey, that's the reason
But
why
that's
he
real
was.
for you.
Yeah, that's English analysts for you. I mean,
No, but you can't have your
have
former teammates. You can't have your former teammates as analysts.
Yeah,
They've
well,
got a
Van
vested
Persie
interest in
was.
you.
Van Persie, okay, they weren't teammates actually. Yeah, no, they weren't. But Van Persie criticized Ole from the get-go. See, this guy is too much of a nice guy. I don't get why he's smiling. United, that performance was pathetic, and here he is
Man.
smiling.
Now one person who doesn't like Oli Baba, Roy Keane. That guy can.
Roy Keane, whenever he speaks, I listen.
He's my
Yeah.
favorite.
I don't reckon he lets him have
I don't
it,
know.
He has to have it. I know, but gents, thank you once again. I mean, we pushed less than 1 hour. I'm impressed. We're improving. Yeah,
Discipline and time management.
yeah, I know it is. But yeah, I mean, of course, when I see Sihle, which team would you like? Okay, which team would you like to draw, and which team that would you want to avoid in the next round? Yeah. San. Oh, no,
You
my
didn't say
you
with
was I
Sihle.
am.
You
Oh,
didn't say with
you.
Sihle.
Ngubane, Sihle Ngubane.
I'm going for the Jaguar. I'm going for Bayern.
That's who you want.
You don't want to
Yeah.
draw Pine. No.
I'd go for Bayern. If you want to be the king, you
and who
better
don't
kill
you
the
want to
king.
And who don't you want to draw?
I don't want to draw these. One of these. Wait, let me see. I'll tell you now who I don't want to draw. 2
So
seconds.
you have option of Ajax, Madrid, United, well not United, Lille. Yeah. So it's Lille, it's
Is Lille
Bayern, it's Madrid, it's Ajax. Because the
Ajax,
other two
yeah.
teams, City and Liverpool.
I don't want to face Ajax. Those young boys will make you run. I don't want to face Ajax. So I don't want to face Ajax. I'll honestly rather face Bayern.
Okay.
All right, and then on a cheese.
When I Tolani, let's call it out. Let's get Ronaldo out of the way. Let's get Ronaldo out of the way.
Okay, for me, I want PSG. I won't lie to you guys. I want PSG.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
that's how you do it. You go for whoever is the biggest.
True. And then I don't want
Yeah, you see-
Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid ngale bola labo ayangibafudi. Those guys.
You see people who've won the Champions League, ne? Bakhuluma kamnandi confidence that I can get anyone. Because bayazi when the cabinet already kuna something. Mina, I won't lie to you, bro. If mina ngadabula Champions League, ngilo ngidabula kalama team lawo amancane lawo ngeze ngiwine.
Yeah.
No one's gonna say City won the Champions League by beating Club Brugge and
The only thing we care about is you've won it.
What do I
Yeah.
care about to see? Mustn't hang Man City second like emblem gold. So,
Yeah.
I mean, all the teams that are second, I wouldn't mind, but definitely, I'd want someone more like a Villarreal, a Salzburg. I'll take a Villarreal, Salzburg.
Yeah.
Uh, and I wouldn't want to meet. I definitely wouldn't want to get a team like shit. What is this?
PSG.
So no PSG. I can't get
No, no,
PSG because it's in my
sorry.
group. Right?
Atletico
So
Madrid.
definitely, I'd want to avoid Atletico. I don't want City
Mm.
to go there. So Joylizana Zalapane.
Yeah. Hey,
And then we
like
have to struggle
Simeone.
for the rest of the season. So I don't want to face Simeone. Simeone is too much effort to Glalana.
Yeah.
Let him play some other team as I'm sure.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I know, chance. Is okay. Thank you so much for availing yourself. Guys, please like, comment, share,
Sure.
subscribe to the channel. This is the goalpost, and we out.